Welcome back to the Alchemy Labs Q&A session. And we're building upon our previous question, which was about animals that come during dreaming and whether or not to assess if they're an animal messenger or a totem animal, and like what you can do about it when they're in your dreams. And I forgot about a really cool aspect that needs to be talked about, and that is the galactical connections that some of the animals on Earth kind of hold. So you can also have animals coming into your dreamings or experiences of them, and it has a galactical meaning to it as well. So the main ones are going to be the lions have not just the Lyra, but there's also the Syrian priestesses and like the Egyptian connection and the priestesses of the Isis and Sekhmet and all of that as well. So you will have some animals that have a galactical message or connection. So it can be the galactical families which are trying to connect through you, or even share their medicine. The dolphins and the whales have also got the incredible Syrian energies, but it was during one of my meditation series, the Syrian meditation series with the four meditations. I got that message that the whales are not just on Sirius, they're on different planets, and you have your Earth record keepers, but then they're also the galactical record keepers. So they pretty much connect through all the waters everywhere. And so when you're thinking, if you're having whale dreaming, it can be, not just Sirius, it can be other different planets, or the record keeping aspect. So when you're having a dreaming, it doesn't necessarily just mean about an Earth-based message. There's the different insects. There's the insect connection. And the other thing also is your mythological animals that aren't 3D. So if you're having dragons or unicorns or Pegasus or mermaids, like they can also have galactical meanings behind them. But also, once again, go in and one of the other ladies just shared a website that she uses. So I'm going to put that in both of the descriptions for both videos. And, Google this website. She suggests reading about things, put it out there. What does this mean? Sometimes when it is galactical, it can be just upgrades being received from that particular galactical family. So it can be a Syrian upgrade, or you might think it's a Lyran upgrade, or a Vegas or Orion, or whatever is coming through. I feel like the information is shared in the way that you're ready to receive it. So those who've opened themselves up and done the more work, and they've learned to believe and trust in themselves, can sometimes have like downloads. Here's all the information, they accept it and everything's fine. Others, when I first started, I had to really receive messages in the symbolic realm first. And then I'm also very archetypally inclined. So I think very archetypally. So I will receive my information kind of that way before I learn to kind of just have the downloads. And when I do my different meditations and things come through, and I've learned to just trust it. And that came as a consequence of time and experience, not a natural inclination. I was not somebody who's very visually gifted. I had to build it over time. It was not someone who would hear things or see things. That's years of just playing and alchemizing and trusting and going on this cool spiritual odyssey with no idea where I'm going. So you just never give up with the information. But I had to just do this little video because Cheryl was, she'd been dreaming of lions. And when you have a specific animal, which also can have a very well-known galactical traits to them, you do have to look at that aspect. Is this also galactical upgrades? Is this light language? Do I need to go and listen to Lyran meditations or Syrian meditations, or can this or that help? So when you're doing your research, you not only would be looking at, okay, what are the traits of a lion? They're majestic, they're proud, they are fiercely, the females are fiercely protective of the family unit, but then the lion itself also, very symbolically can be quite, it'll sit there and not be too bothered. They can bite its tail, things can go around a bit, but then it has that, tipping point where it needs to also then prove it is the king of the jungle. So it can also have, like, in my mind, a huge, divine masculine push. So when you're looking at, the lion that's come into your dreamings, how does it fit into your life at the moment? Do you need to feel more sovereign? Do you need that strength? Do you need that masculine? Or is it a female lion, and a fiercely protective of each other and those around you? So you kind of look at those different aspects, but then you would also be researching, like, the lines and the different galactical aspects. So when it comes to interpreting your dreams and the meanings between the different animals, don't discount anything. Research galactical, practical, 3D, everything, characteristic traits. Just research, 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 and trust your intuition. Keep your own diary and trust your emotions, like what you're feeling as you're dreaming about them and what's coming through. So just wanted to add the little galactical flavor because we definitely needed to talk about that one. Let's go on to our next question.